This is Brian, and welcome back to Final Fantasy X. I'm going to keep going with more Jumbo Flan fighting today. I'm working on building up that magic stat. And I'm still going to keep using Anima. That is the difference in the animation for the summon entrance there. Yeah, I don't know. It was a little faster because they didn't like show the chain going down into the ground as much there at the beginning, and yeah, save a little bit of time. I still feel like there should be an option to just completely turn it off, I think. I still think we should be in pretty good shape to get this done today and move on. And I think what I'll probably do is move on to more non-Tonberry, and we'll just keep going in the sphere grid for the other characters. And I'll just try to keep all of the Dark Aeon fights more grouped together. And the rest of the arena fights. Getting my party overpowered will make some of them trivial, but it's just a matter of how you want to do it. I suppose some of the fights, even when you're maxed out, are still going to require strategy, so if you want more of a challenge, I mean, yeah, just certainly try to do some of them without maxing out. But to me, it's just kind of like a checkbox at this point. For a couple of them at least. Like Ixion and Shiva, it's like, yeah, I don't really care if they're a challenge or not. Just get them done and move on. There comes the reflect. And it just is going to kind of depend on how many times he does region for how long this will take to finish off. I could try dispelling reflect from Anima more, but I did it once and he just put it back on right away. I'm gonna kind of go on the idea that he would probably just do that again right away. And other than the region, doesn't really cause me too much trouble to have it. Okay, that one actually went pretty fast. He never used regen. But yeah, it was still like 5 minutes. I think let's just go through like 3 of them here in a row, and then I'll go to the sphere grid and heal up. Probably wouldn't have had to get unit quite as far around the grid for this to work out with Anima, but get paying to do max damage. I'm sure she had to have fairly significant stats. Probably about halfway done with this one. Let's see when Reflect comes in. It's been fairly consistent every fight lately here with these guys. There it is. And the Curaga, which doesn't do too much. There comes the regen this time. At least it didn't heal for too much on that turn. So get rid of it quickly. down to 1 or 2 hits left. Okay. No more region yet. We're down to about half HP for Anima. Maybe I should heal after this fight. I could certainly make it through another one without being in too much danger, I think, but I don't know. Just like to keep it out of the yellow if we can, unless we're trying to do an SOS ability or something. Since I stopped, maybe let's just go ahead and do the sphere grid now. I guess we'll go with that one. Because I have 2 open ones available here. And where are we going to go next? I want to go kind of towards the widest availability of empty spheres. Or empty nodes, whatever. I guess let's go this way. I'm gonna need to get Yuna a few more levels, so. I guess he's getting the levels, I think, though, from getting Jumbo Flan, I think, right? Since I'm using summons. It might not be enough, though. And yeah, okay, so 216 and 206. Slowly getting there. Let's just do a couple more Jumbo Flan fights. That'll get us up to 232 and 222. If I do like 6 more fights yet, might need, wait, 8 for Waka, I think. 6 would be enough for the girls. And I don't know if Waka's going to be the lowest MP one anyway, or the lowest one on his magic stat. somebody else like Orin or Titus might need more. Now Titus probably has a good enough MP because he uses a little bit of white magic naturally. Who would be the least likely to use magic overall? Is it Riku? Orin, I mean, the abilities still use MP, but I suppose the same is true for Riku. So yeah, I guess at that rate it will still take most of the day to get that done, if not the whole thing. Just slow going. At least we shouldn't need to do Jumbo Flan anymore, at least not more than 1 or 2 fights after I'm done with this. The only one we'll have to grind on anymore for that kind of stuff will be Earth Eater with a fortune. And of course Fafnir to replenish my power, mana, speed, and ability spheres. But Fafnir is at least fairly quick. Double pain before the enemy gets another turn. Always like that. And there goes the region. Yeah, pretty big one this time. Now I need white magic. Just gotta put it right back on, huh? Another fairly big one. That wipes out at least one hit from pain. How many have we got left? Gotta be pretty close to the end. Yeah. Doing a lot of region this time. And it's getting quite a bit of healing from it, too. God damn it. Knock it off, man. And it was dark matter. Well, let's try it again. I didn't even pay attention. I wanted to look and see how many levels Yuna got out of that, if any. I guess since she was out, though, we'll surely be able to tell. Okay, Anima, let's try this again. Yeah, so not only was that last one a pain in the butt because it was using Regen a lot, and it dropped Dark Matter. What a troll plan. Just keep blasting away with the pain. late on using Reflect this time, or did it already do it? I don't think it did. Okay, maybe I just wasn't as far into the fight as I thought, or else it is later this time. I made a comment on one of the previous videos talking about these enemies in the arena and whether or not I considered them to be bosses. I said I did. And I did notice now, and I should have before, that in the right-hand column with the turn order, it does list it as a boss. So there we go, I guess. I just don't always necessarily pay attention to what it's saying there. I just look for which character is going to go. I don't care what type of enemy it is, as long as it's the red enemy box, I know that's their turn. I think he did regen, didn't he? I was talking about the turn order and I wasn't paying enough attention. At least I get another turn here. So we'll negate that. Okay, let's check the levels we get, and no dark matter, please. Okay, so she's gonna pick up 1.5 levels per fight, maybe? Heal up for anima. And I guess use the 2 I have here. And go as far as I can with her 1 level there. And I wouldn't have to move him here, but just to keep them together, I will. Same for her. And yeah, 224. Only 21 away. And they should all get the experience from this fight since Lulu and Waka both defended. So if I do 2 more fights here and get the drops that I want, that should get me half done with what the girls have left, basically, I think. Because it'll be 16 overall. But yeah, we also just have to hope, like I said, that I get the drops I want and don't get any dark matters. Yeah, it certainly doesn't seem to use Flare as much as he uses Ultima. I'd rather see Flare. It's a lot faster for the animation. And I don't think it hurts as much, but not really too concerned about that. Because Ultima doesn't do that much either. Here comes the region. And it was a pretty big one. Yeah, we're gonna do this again, are we? Does that mean I'm gonna expect another dark matter? Hope not. You bastard. Accept the inevitable. Yeah, to be fair, I probably wouldn't either. Kind of like the line from Gladiator in the beginning of the movie. I don't remember what the guy's name was, but one of the officers talking to Maximus when they're going to fight the Germanic tribes or whatever they're called, or was it the people of Gaul? I don't remember, but either way, he says that people should know when they're conquered. And Maximus asks him, would you? And it's the same sentiment I feel here. I tell this guy he should give up and understand that he's gonna lose, but, well... Some people, I suppose, would just lay down and accept defeat, but not all. Yeah, this guy's really holding on. Caught the worst RNG with this fight, I guess. Come on, man. Yeah, with all the regions I've seen, I don't really know how close we are to being done. Should be pretty close, but I don't really know. And it continues. All right, finally. Please no dark matter. Okay. At least that part worked out. And let's go right back in for some more. At least I get to start out with 2 pains since it was preemptive. And then I'll just have to hope that region crap doesn't kick in like it did in the last fight. I don't mind if it's a couple of times, but must have used it 5 or 6 times last fight. Maybe more than that, now that I'm thinking on it. Because there were a couple of times he did it back to back. Not up to reflect time yet. Maybe being a preemptive fight kind of threw things out of whack here as far as timing and the number of turns I'm getting. Now there's reflect. No. It starts again. Just adds a whole new level of annoying to this fight. But yeah, there aren't a lot of great options for getting rid of that or dealing with it, I don't think, other than just dispelling it. It's like, could we reflect on him? Maybe, sure, but wouldn't do anything because he's not using it directly on himself. He's bouncing it off of the reflect that he put on Anima. Could I dispel Anima and get rid of his reflect? Yeah, but put it right back on, I think. Next time he starts spamming it, maybe I'll just have to try that and see if he holds off on putting reflect on, maybe. I don't think he'll cast Regen unless reflect is on Anima, though, because I don't think the computer intelligence is probably that dumb. You're pushing my limits, though. Fine. Screw you. Let's see if you do reflect again right away. Now at least he has to waste a turn doing that. And the way these last couple of fights have drug out here, I might not even get done with this today, with jumbo Flan farming. At least we'll be pretty close if we're not done. He hasn't put Reflect back on. So maybe that is the best way to try now for going forward. Because he always uses Kiraga right after he puts Reflect on, it seems like, so the turn after that, maybe I should just start doing Dispel on Anima. I just was dissuaded from that because the first time I tried it, he just put Reflect on again right away, but this time he didn't, so... But it did drop Dark Matter. Frick. Also, need to get some levels for Yuna. Of course, need to make sure I got the right weapon on. And I don't think I'm going to worry about waiting until Waka takes out Don Tomberry. Just a couple of hits should be fine. Let's just get out of there and see how much that's worth. Yeah, 23. Good enough for me. Okay, so yeah, 232, 222. And hopefully got enough time to do like 2 of these fights yet. Today, I think. Yeah, I'll do 2 fights, I guess, and no matter how long it takes. Because it's not going to go over like by 10 minutes, I don't think. Because if they both go as well as possible, as quickly as possible, I'd be right on the point where I would want to quit for the day, but yeah, we'll accept it and go 5 or so minutes over if I have to. Alright. Be a little over half done or around there. Right on again. We'll see how persistent he is this time. And how persistent do I want to be about it? Let's see. Let's just go forward and see if he's going to use Regen again, or if he's burned out his healing on using those Kiragas. I can only hope. Damn it. This mother... If he puts it back up, I'll just leave it on, but seems like maybe there's a point where if you get past it, he'll stop trying it once he starts doing Ultima again. But yeah, I don't know if that's just a random pattern or if it's actually a thing here. Okay, one down. One more to go for today. At least I got the spheres. Since this is an ambush, I actually had something else I was going to look at doing here. So I'll just forfeit the money that I spent to fight him. And... I thought maybe... if I put haste on Anima after the fight starts. We'll see how that works. I don't think, like, even if I have an auto haste armor on Yuna, I don't think that translates over to the Aeon. But I had plenty of Chocobo feathers anyway, so spending 10 of those to give him regular haste isn't a problem. No need to use Hastego because Anima's always just going to be fighting on his own anyway, or her own, I guess. Okay, it looks like this is going to be a... yeah, this should work out for me. I'll get a lot more pains in before Jumbo gets to do his turns. So even if he does the whole reflect region thing, I should still be able to dispel it and still get some turns in before he puts it on again right away. Yeah, let's see how many pains I can get in a row here. Before the enemy does something. Because I know using pain reduces my turns too, but I still get 3 in here though. It's a lot better than we were doing before. The most I ever got was 2. Too bad it took me until I was almost done with these guys to think about that. Guess I don't really fight with Aeons that much otherwise to think about adding too many abilities to them. But yeah, if I can take out the time that it takes for Jumbo Flame to do all of his spell animations, that should reduce these fights. Maybe up to a minute even. I still gotta sit through the animations for pain each time, but no getting around that I see with this method. Oh yeah. A lot better and a lot less annoying. Didn't even get to the point that it put reflect on. Let's go ahead and distribute the rest of my spheres here quickly. Where are we going? Yeah. Well, I can make it over here. Why don't I just do that? It's gonna take up most of hers, but at least I got a place to stop that has several open nodes there. Was I skipping by any on the way? Well, yeah, so I guess let's go back. That should be the first open one, I think, that was on the route. And then by the time we get there, that should be all I need. Unless somebody else is shorter on some stats. But that should do it for her. And I think even Waka, by the time we get to that point, all of the empty nodes around there should be good enough. Because Yuna is getting kind of lower on levels again there. Getting low on monospheres. Hope I have enough to... Well, I'll have enough for today at least. We'll see how many I need tomorrow. Just one quick Fafnir fight should take care of that though. Almost there. Yeah, one mana sphere to spare. Okay, where are we at? 248, 238. Yep. So they only need 7, and Waka needs 17. So yeah, 5 total placed on the grid. She'll do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess that'd be number 5. And that means I need 15 total monospheres to get that done, which isn't too bad. Yeah, one Fafnir fight will take care of that. Alright, we are going to go ahead and call it here for today, though. So, how many fights do I need to get? 5 of them? Well, 3. Should I do an extra one just for good measure to make sure? We'll see. Now that I got the thing figured out with haste on Anima, it should be a lot less annoying and frustrating for me, so I might just go ahead and knock out an extra one to have the 3 spares. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. And if you've been enjoying the content so far, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow. And we'll catch you next time.